If your entire strategy is based on the public data you're seeing for the XRP Ledger's real-world assets, you are set up to lose. Why? Because the real numbers, the numbers that the big institutions are actually making moves on, well, they're being kept from you.
So, you look at any public data source right now, and what do you see? A $1 billion market cap for tokenized assets on the XRPL. But here's the twist, and it's a secret that's been hiding in plain sight. We've got verification straight from Ripple management that the actual number is double that. We're talking $2 billion.
And this chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? The gap is massive. Look, this isn't some slow, steady climb we're talking about. The XRPL literally jumped from the number 10 spot all the way up to number 4 for real-world assets in a single month. This is exactly the kind of verified, inside track data we bring you here at Crypto Global News. No fluff, just the facts.
So you have to understand what's going on behind the scenes here, and that's the promise for this briefing. By the time we're done, you are going to have the exact institutional roadmap and the specific tech upgrades that prove this is not some future prediction. No, this is happening right now.
All right, Section 1, institutions are coming now. And let's be crystal clear about this. This growth we're seeing, it's not just hype or speculation. It's being driven right now by the absolute biggest players in global finance.
Just look at this. You have to pay attention to who's saying this and where. This is Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, speaking at Davos, of all places. He's not mincing words. He's saying tokenization has shifted. It's not a trend anymore. It's becoming a fundamental piece of our core financial infrastructure.
And then you get the sheer scale of it all. This isn't some influencer on Twitter throwing out a crazy number. No, this is Naveen Shekhar, the global head of digital assets at the DTCC. You know, the people who settle literally trillions of dollars in transactions every single day. And what's his number for this opportunity? A collective $75 trillion.
Now, this isn't just happening randomly. It's a calculated, strategic rollout. And the financial giant Franklin Templeton, they've basically given us the playbook. We are right here, right now, in the foundation and upgrades phase. Next year, 2025, is all about getting the institutions onboarded. And that leads directly into 2026, which they are flat out calling the real-world asset year.
Okay, a quick but important point. If you are watching this right now and you're not subscribed, you are already missing the alerts. You're behind the curve. The algorithm is literally going to hide this content from you next week. So click that subscribe button right now. Stay on the timeline with us. Don't get left in the dark.
All right, Section 2, the critical XRPL upgrades. So we've talked about the who and the why. Now let's get into the how. Because look, these massive institutions, they can't just flip a switch and show up. The technical rails, the very foundation had to be built first. And the crazy part? They just were. So this recent network upgrade, version 3.0.0, this wasn't just some minor bug fix. It was a complete overhaul of the system. We're talking about enhancements to the automated market maker for deep liquidity. We're talking about token escrows. Think of them like super smart automated vaults that only release assets when certain rules are met. That's absolutely critical for complex financial deals. Plus, you've got multi-purpose tokens and new Oracle functionality. These aren't just nice-to-haves. These are the absolute must-have tools that institutions need to even consider operating on-chain.
But this is the real game changer. These two amendments, XLS 80 and XLS 81, they solve the single biggest problem for any institution looking at crypto: compliance. XLS 80 basically lets them build their own private, compliant sandboxes right on the ledger. And then XLS 81 lets them run regulated exchanges inside those sandboxes for things like FX and swaps. It's brilliant. It's like having a totally secure, compliant walled garden on a public, decentralized network.
Look, if you want to get these kinds of updates before they even hit YouTube, before they're officially announced, you need to be in our private Telegram channel. That's where we drop this intel first. So go ahead, scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or just click the link down in the description. Get in there.
Okay, Section 3, a 75 trillion opportunity. So let's recap. We've got the institutions ready to move, and we've got the tech built to handle them. Now let's zoom back out and really grasp the insane global scale of what we're talking about.
$75 trillion. I mean, just let that number sit with you for a second. That's not my number. That's the total addressable market that the absolute core of traditional finance, the DTCC, is aiming for with this tokenization push. So what does $75 trillion even look like in the real world? Well, it looks like bringing 4 billion people, adults who have no access to brokerage services, into the global financial system. It looks like putting equities on-chain, tokenizing credit, creating entirely new financial products we haven't even dreamed of yet. And this isn't just a US-centric thing. This is global. The proof? The XRPL already has stablecoins for the Brazilian real, the Swiss franc, and the Australian dollar. We are way beyond just the USD here.
So this begs a really interesting question, right? With all these different asset classes up for grabs, which one do you think gets tokenized first at scale on the XRPL? Is it going to be real estate, private equity, maybe even fine art? We want to know what you think. Head over to our community post right after this and drop your expert analysis. Let's get a debate going.
Okay, Section 4, your next strategic move. We've gone through the who, the how, and the how big. So let's bring this all home and talk about what this intel really means for your next move. Now, for all of our viewers in the United States, I know exactly what you're thinking. The one big question mark, regulation. And you're right, it's the final massive hurdle. That's why we're already working on a deep dive briefing on exactly how US institutions are getting positioned for this. So you're going to want to like, share, and definitely subscribe because you cannot afford to miss that breakdown.
And coming up next on Crypto Global News, we're going to expose the one specific financial product that these major institutions are getting ready to tokenize first on the XRPL. And trust me, it is not what you think. The link to that exclusive briefing is popping up on your screen right now. Click it, I'll see you in there.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.